Hey guys, happy Monday. It's Johan again, and welcome back to another lunchtime training special today. And these episodes just keep on rolling because the weeks just go quicker and quicker and quicker. And if you don't know who I am, guys, my name is Johan. I am from Melbourne. I'm a state manager for one of the fastest growing logistics companies in Australia, and I'm also a sales and mindset coach. But before we get started on today's training session, guys, if you can subscribe, and share this content with some family and friends, I'll be truly appreciative as I'm on a personal mission where I literally want to develop a large community around being positive, being happy, and being successful because we do live in challenging times. So anyway, guys, welcome back to another episode. We actually done this as a live training session on Clubhouse today. But when we do talk about money with people, I like to do it on a very private basis. And we had about 20 people log onto Clubhouse today, and we did talk about this particular subject. And a few people wanted this not to be recorded, so I said, look, I'll do a separate training session on YouTube just to make sure that everyone's confidentiality is just protected and all that kind of stuff as well. So when it comes to the subject of money, you'll always find that there are three different kinds of people. The ones that are openly willing to talk about it. Then you've got another group of people where they'll share some bits but not everything, and then you've got majority of the population that don't want to talk about their situation. Now, what's the most interesting thing is that the most successful people do share a lot of things. They're quite open, and I think one of the reasons why successful and wealthy people like to really share about how they made their wealth is not necessarily to bag per se, but it's more about that they actually got help along the way. So wealthy and successful people do get help along the way, and they usually enjoy the journey as well. But today, guys, we're going to share with you literally about 6 different things that I have really researched, noticed from both reading, from both reaching out to successful mentors about what the really wealthy people do when it comes to money and investing. And when I talk about wealthy, I'm not talking about guys in front of jets and Ferraris and big mansions. I'm just talking about everyday people who will be able to retire comfortably in life. And I think I sit around that bracket as well. I'm always trying to do that extraordinary thing, but the reality is, as long as I've got like a really good future retirement when I'm 65, 70, I'm happy. And I've got about a 30-year plan, guys, that I'm working on. So anyway, guys, so what are the 6 things that I've really noticed? So number 1 is wealthy people are generally aggressively patient. So what that means, guys, is that a lot of wealthy people have a 10, 20-year, 30-year plan where that poor and middle class, unfortunately, they run into the time frames of like 3-4 months. They think 1 year is a very long time. And yes, you can get a lot done in 1 year, but when it comes to wealth creation, it does take decades. Now, I'll give you an example. In my situation, I come from a family that had no financial literacy, no money at all. And the way I've kind of been able to really, understand this philosophy, what I'm talking about, is I'm breaking that generational curse within my family. And it's very hard because I know that one day if I have kids, or if I don't have kids, or if I leave money behind to someone, they're going to be in a way better position than I am. So like my wife and I, we have a goal that even if we don't have kids, we're going to donate a lot of our money away, which is going to be awesome. Now, it's very hard for people who are starting from that basis to think that they're going to give their money away to either their kids or to some organization because they feel like a bit jealous per se. But for us, it's very invigorating that we can change that DNA footprint, if that makes any sense. So that's number 1. Number 2, the wealthy generally put all their money into, assets that create cash flow. So they might invest their money in shares, property, and businesses as well. My favorite 2 out of the 3 have always been shares and property. I've been active in the share market for a very long time, and I sold one of my last investment properties last year, and I'm looking at getting back into the money market now where the market has slightly come off a bit. But it's really amazing that that's the philosophy of the rich. They do invest in cash flow positive assets, where unfortunately the poor and middle class will put their money into just a savings account, which will attract no growth because they think it's risky. And the other thing as well, they generally don't save because they spend all the money that they make. And that comes back to my next point. One thing that the wealthy do is they've set some habits that they will actually spend less than what they make. And it sounds a very easy thing to do, but believe me or not, a lot of the poor middle class will actually spend more money than what they make. And that's why they have a lot of credit cards, personal loans, taking equity out of their home just to go on another holiday. They do all these crazy things and they wonder why they never catch up to another level that they want to be in as well. Another thing that the wealthy do is they utilize their retirement accounts. So in Australia, we have a thing called super, where basically if you work for a company, or a government, they'll give you between 10 to 15% of your salary and they'll basically put it into a retirement account and you can access it at a various age. So in my case, it's going to be about 65. And a lot of people, especially in Australia, don't really believe in this. They don't really believe that the whole retirement thing is important. They just go day by day, but it's something that you should utilize as a tool. I think in the USA you've got that Roth IRA and a 401k and things like that too, and a Smith account in the UK. So there's certain retirement accounts that you can use to maximise for better tax advantages. But again, speak to your accountant, financial planner, whatever the case may be as well. But the biggest thing I've learned, guys, that the wealthy do, and I'm only starting to really learn and grasp on this now, is that the wealthy outsource a lot of their things in life. So like I'm looking at buying an investment property at the moment. Traditionally, I'll be doing all the research and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, I don't really have that special skill in me anymore. So I reached out to a friend who's a buyer's agent in Perth, and he's looking for a property for myself at the moment. So, it's going to cost me XYZ dollars for him to do the work. But while he's doing that, I can focus on the business and all that kind of stuff as well. But when I've talked to a lot of wealthy people, they do outsource a lot of their things, and the more wealth they accumulate, the more they outsource. Like they don't do any gardening, they might not do any basic things like washing the car or anything like that. They'll outsource all that stuff so they can focus on making money and business and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that really makes sense about what the wealthy do. But the one thing that I've really learned, maybe over the last say 6 to 7 months, is that the wealthy have a really blueprinted exact plan on what they want to achieve in life and how they're going to get there. And of course, things are going to happen. But one thing that I've noticed with the poor and middle class do is they don't really have a plan. They have a plan in their mind like of what they want, but they don't know specifically how to get there. And then more importantly, they don't know how to execute that to get there as well. So that's something that's very, 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 very interesting, guys. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this as well. So today, guys, that's all we're doing for today's training session. It's just basically distinguishing what the rich and others do. And I think one of the most important things is to know, guys, is it doesn't matter where you start from. So if you're starting from a bank balance of zero or zero net worth, don't be ashamed of yourself. Everyone starts from that same platter. Just give yourself enough time to build up and be patient, guys. And life is beautiful and you'll achieve those goals. But if you've got any questions, please reach out and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.